Hey guys, welcome to BLONITY. First, my little disclaimer, this is not financial advice. All content is based on my own opinion and estimates. My estimates could be completely wrong. Don't trust, always verify. Understand the numbers, be aware of scammers, and you know the best how to invest your money. Please be aware that I'm holding a diverse portfolio of crypto stocks. So let's jump right into it. So yeah, Bitcoin on the rise a little bit today, slightly in green, but the last few days it felt better. I think what is significant, we have this upwards trending support line here, and we had this breakout here, or this downturn, and we are recovering, and we're above again, and we're facing now here resistance. Let's see whether we can push through or going a little bit sideways and then move up. Hopefully we stay above the 40k level. Yeah, going to Nasdaq, because we know that the general stocks have a big impact. Yeah, we have this drop here below this low, so that was painful, but there was also a lot of volume in here. We recovered and we're now bouncing at this support line here. And yeah, today we try to rise higher, so that also feels not too bad. Back to Bitcoin, I think what is significant when we go to the 3-day chart, we can see that we have printed the first green candle here on the MACD. We crossed positive here, or we had this positive cross, and yeah, in the past that was a sign that the recovery is coming. Hopefully this will be true. Okay, so what are the stocks doing? We have Core Scientific only a little bit up today, because they shared some information. They will offer some shares, and we will talk about this later. I think that's the reason, but overall a very strong recovery here, and fundamentally they are incredibly strong. On the 3-day here, not far away from crossing green. Mara, very strong today, was up 7%. Nice green candle here on the 3-day. That looks good. Riot, 5%. Yeah, very down here, but on the rise. HUD 8, close to 6%. Go to the US dollar chart. I mean, usually we get these bigger bottoms here. I don't know. Maybe we go also a little bit sideways here and form a bigger bottom, or we shoot up here. We will see. Yeah, tomorrow there will be the CPI numbers for January for the US. I think this should have a big impact on the general stock market. And yeah, I think we will see after this where the journey is going. Argo blockchain only up 1%, so it's time that Argo really moves a little bit more. Hive blockchain today 5% in green. Bitfarms, yeah, we can see Bitfarms here like 2%, also a little bit weak today. But what we have seen in the past with Bitfarms, when they go really fast. So maybe there's some pressure in there already. DigiHost, not so strong today. No big moves. DMG 3%, still very low here. Time to make something like this here. Luxfolio up 4%. Yeah, I think Bit Digital is interesting. I mean, about the fundamentals you can discuss, about the transparency and all these things, but we can see here Bit Digital, they also shoot up very fast. Not sure whether this will happen here again, but I think it's definitely possible. 8% in green. CleanSpark also still down, but up 7%. They will release the financials today. Any stable at this level here. Cypher Mining 9% in green today, but still very low here. They're really starting right now to mine. GreenEdge also still very low here, 2%. Yeah, so these are the main stocks here from the exchange stocks. Big Digital had a huge breakout here. like a 60% move in one day. Yeah, and today again 6% in green. So yeah, that was a big move. Galaxy Digital also starting to rise. So the big question is the bottom in? No one knows, but it feels like, and I hope it is in, because it was a painful correction, and I think we all deserve some kind of relief now. But let's see. What are the traders saying? Matthew Hyland here on Twitter says, okay, the Bitcoin 3-day MACD has had a confirmed bullish cross here. As I mentioned, so last few times this happened, that was the signal that we move higher. Reg Capital says, yeah, we're now with Bitcoin in the mid-range here. Here on one moving average, I don't know which one, but we are now in the middle of this mid-range. The macro range high is here, macro range low is here. So yeah, let's see. Talking about on-chain data, the Bitcoin short-term holder SOPR. In the last corrections, in the big corrections, this was always very below 1 here. So when this falls below 1, that shows that the short-term holders, they are losing a lot because they're selling at the bottom. And yeah, at some point you get this break to the upside here, and often it drops down again because the short-term holders, they wait that they're a little bit in profitability and then they start to sell. But when this bounces here, that means that it is a good sign, and we're bouncing now here. Hopefully we don't break down here again. Break lower would be bearish, hold and bounce would be bullish. So I think this is a good sign here. Of course, there's other data here from Glassnode, the 14-day market realized gradient. It shows here that we also moved above this red line here. That was in the past also a good start here for a rally. And also we have a bullish divergence, a positive momentum, because these lower highs, higher lows here. And yeah, the price was dropping at that time. So it looks like a bullish divergence. The whale sonar, our own indicator developed by Nikos, is also trending up here. So we were very low here in the on-chain data, below the summer 2021 lows, more on the level like 2020 here. Not as low as the March 2020 crash, but we're now moving up here. And I think that's also a good sign. If you want to have access to this data and want to be part of the big Discord community, we have like 800 people in there, chatting about mining stocks and in general crypto stocks. A lot of information is in there. A lot of smart people, also traders. Some traders, they're called the top, but I didn't listen. So yeah, if you want to join there, go to patreon.com/BLONITY and join there the tier 1 level, Think Like a Whale. And it's a great community. Let's move on. We have news from Russia. Russia to regulate crypto, dispelling fears of ban. The government's plan to license exchanges and tax large transactions has the support of the central bank, which previously wanted to outlaw mining and trading. So Putin likes mining, the central bank likes the transactions and the exchanges. So it sounds a little bit like India. First they want to ban it, then they want to tax it. I think this is the way to go. It was all FUD again, and it works always. It always comes when everything goes to SHIT. Then these news come, and after it, we don't ban it. We want to tax it, and I think this is what we will see. Different tax rates. Yeah, David Hunter here. He is on Twitter. He's a contrarian macro strategist with 40 plus years on Wall Street. He's very bullish on the market right now. The rocket is ready to leave the launch pad. The melt up is getting underway. Investors are about to discover what a real melt up looks like and feels like. S&P to 6,000, Dow Jones to 45,000, Nasdaq 20,000, and so on. Of course, that would be good for Bitcoin too, and for our stocks. I'm not sure, but it feels like the sentiment is changing right now a little bit, more to the positive. Let's wait the CPI numbers from tomorrow. We will see what happens then. Good news from a Valkyrie ETF. They will list the Bitcoin mining ETF on Nasdaq with the ticker WGMI, which says like we're gonna make it. I think that's very cool here. It is not a 100% Bitcoin mining ETF. The investment vehicle will not offer direct exposure to Bitcoin, but at least 80% of its net assets will be through securities of companies that derive at least 50% of their revenue or profits from Bitcoin mining or providing the hardware or software related to mining. The filing added Valkyrie would invest up to 20% of the ETF's net assets in companies holding a significant portion of their net assets in Bitcoin. So that's very good here for these stocks. And what are the holdings? There were a lot of pictures with the top 10 holdings. 1 and 2 were Argo and Bitfarms with both 10%. But the other miners are also in. We have Argo here, market value. It looks like 131 million as I'm aware of. Or is it 131,000? I'm not sure right now. But 12,000 Argo shares. No, that's not in the million. That's not that much. Bitfarms, we have Bitfarms in here. We have Bit Digital, Cypher Mining, CleanSpark, Core Scientific, DigiHost, DMG, Greenedge, and more here. We have Hive, Hut8, Marathon, Nvidia, Riot, Canada, Computational Unlimited, CCU. Nice company. Stronghold Digital Mining, Samsung Electronic, Taiwan Semiconductor, TerraWolf, and I think that's it. So a lot of mining companies are in there, most of them. So that's gonna be a very interesting ETF. And what is the performance today of we all gonna make it? Let's check this today. Oh, it's up. Of course, it is green from 26 to 28. So that's a nice move. Good start here. Let's move on. A very interesting site is whalewisdom.com. You can type in a company and you can see how many institutional or funds holding Bitfarms via 13F filings. So that's very interesting. For example, Bank of Montreal, it seems like they're holding 2.5 million shares of Bitfarms, for example, and there are a lot more. Also smaller shareholders. So I think that's a very interesting website. It's whalewisdom.com. Cypher Mining to purchase 28,000 to 56,000 mining rigs from Bitfury. According to an 8K form filed with the US Security Exchange Commission, delivery of mining rigs is expected to begin in June and continue through December 2022, with the rigs delivered in 7 batches. Each of the mining rigs will produce 195 terahash of hashing power, consuming 6.5 kilowatt hours approximately. So seems like that's a good efficiency, close to the S19, but not the top efficiency as I'm aware of. So we haven't seen the machine from Bitfury. I've checked the website. I cannot see it there. But the maximum purchase price of $6,250 per machine with an advance payment of 10 million. So the price seems fair, I think, for these numbers. We don't have enough information right now. Fred Thiel, the CEO of Mara, said proud of the Marathon team on being named as the only crypto miner on the Forbes Blockchain 50 2022 list. Yeah, that's interesting that only Mara is there. 5 years ago, Marathon was mostly known as a patent troll filing a raft of lawsuits and so on. Yeah, but now they ordered 199,000 machines. We know that many of them are sitting and not working so far, but they're still one of the biggest miners. And yeah, I think congratulations to Mara that they made it on the Forbes list. Not sure why others are not there. Yeah, I think maybe they had to choose one Bitcoin miner or so. Yeah, who knows. Talking about Mara, we can go to the Mara pool and see the performance here. Right now, they're a little bit above 3 exahash. So yeah, we're still waiting for Spaces to plug in the miners from Compute North. So far, they mined 20 blocks this month, so they are on track to approximately close to 500 Bitcoin in February, 450 to 500 with this speed here. Mike Wainwright on Twitter, he said, updates for Argo, updates from funds I'm tracking holding Argo blockchain, net increase of 552,000 shares added by funds since my last update. Block, that's the biggest blockchain ETF as I'm aware of, continue to buy. Grayscales added most this update. All others remain the same. So yeah, the funds are buying these mining companies, and I think that's a good sign. Compute North, we know this is one of the biggest hosting providers in North America. Compute North closed 385 million in strategic funding for Tier 0 computing infrastructure. So yeah, we know that Mara needs something like 300 megawatts from Compute North, I think. And yeah, maybe that's the infrastructure they're building there or are part of this. Hopefully they can be fast and build out these infrastructure with the 385 million. Tokens.com acquires new strategic real estate in Decentraland. So Andrew Kiggle is buying real estate in the Metaverse, and they acquired 3 new strategic parcels in Decentraland. Consideration for the acquisition was equity in Metaverse Group. The vendor of the virtual land is JMD Capital. The acquired virtual land is named the Gen Estate, a highly strategic plot that is located across from one of Decentraland's transit centers, and so on. So yeah, I'm not 100% sure about this, but I think Tokens.com, there are not many companies like this. They're buying this real estate now as publicly traded companies in the Metaverse. So if you're believing in the Metaverse and in Decentraland, that might be interesting. I'm not 100% sure about it, but I think Metaverse will be big, of course. Okay, we have a filing from Core Scientific today. And yeah, Core Scientific will offer stocks, and I was thinking about, okay, what is now the exact stop number? How many do they dilute? I think that's also the reason why it dropped today a little bit. So there's an offering, issuance of common stock, shares of common stock offered by us, close to 15 million shares, consisting of 6.2 million shares of common stock, consisting of 6.3 million shares of common stock that are issuable upon exercise of the private placement warrants, and 8.2 million shares of common stock that are issuable upon the exercise of the public warrants. So I think what is more important is the shares of the common stock outstanding prior to the exercise of all warrants was 320 million. Shares of common stock outstanding assuming exercise of all warrants, 335 million. So I think this is the number we should calculate when we're talking about market cap and things like this. I think the price today is close to $11. So if we multiply with this, it's like 3.6 billion US dollars market cap right now. I think that's the important number here for Core Scientific, and that's something we can calculate. Yeah, that's the Core Scientific thing. Surging renewable energy in Texas prompts electricity generation adequacy questions. Yeah, so the renewables are big in Texas and they are growing. Renewable share of annual power generation in Texas grew steadily in the past decade. So that's 2010 here, 2010, and that's 2020, so each year. So for example, we can see that the wind generation in gigawatt hours, so this is real energy, that's not the capacity. It is the energy generated is growing. The wind is growing. Solar is also growing, but it's not that big. We know that you have to install a lot of capacity to get energy from solar, because there is the night, there are clouds and things like this. So sometimes, for example, in Germany, we have like maybe 30 gigawatts or so. I'm not sure right now, but a lot of installed capacity for solar, but we don't have so much sun here, so we have only 10% full load hours approximately, or a little bit more, 12%. So from 8,700 hours a year, there are only 1,000 full load hours, and that's it. So you don't get too much energy out of it, but you need a lot of capacity. And this is natural gas here. This is by far the biggest in Texas still. We have coal and nuclear and other. So, and they're expecting that the renewables are growing bigger. ERCOT's summer available generation capacity shows reserve margins exceeding 30% by 2023. So this is the peak load here, the black line. So this is the, let's say, the consumption, and this is the capacity here they have in megawatts. So we are now not in energy, we are now in megawatts in the capacity. And yeah, we are at 15.7% reserve margin. So they have a reserve here. This is above the black line, and it will grow in 2022 because they will get new power plants, new wind farms, new solar power plants. We can see it here. Wind and solar is growing big, and 2023 even bigger. So they have a surplus, and I think this is the big story, that they can supply the Bitcoin miners with very cheap energy, with this surplus energy. But when the peak goes up, when we have peak load at like when there's a snowstorm, or in the summer when it's very hot, the miners can shut down for a short period of time and can save the grid. So overall, these projects for these renewables, they are not at a big risk, because they can sell always their overcapacity to the Bitcoin miners. So that's good for the power producers, and for the Bitcoin miners it's good. They will get very cheap energy, and for the grid it's good because the Bitcoin miners can shut down very fast if there is demand exceeding supply. So I think that's a great combination, and I think that's what other grids should do too, because it makes completely sense. CleanSpark will release the financials today. We will see. They had very good production numbers for Bitcoin in January, like 305. And yeah, let's see how the financials will be tomorrow. So they will be released later today, but I will talk about this tomorrow. Also, Iris Energy to release second quarter results and host conference call on February 9th. So that's also today, 5 p.m. Eastern time. So that is going to be also very interesting. Okay, what is the revenue today? Let's say for Core Scientific with 7.5 exahash, approximately 300 megawatts, like 4 cents of power. I think they should be cheaper, but yeah, let's calculate with 4 cents. So Core Scientific is right now mining like 36 Bitcoin a day, with a revenue of close to 1.6 million at this low Bitcoin prices. Still 1.6 million and cost of 288,000 for electricity. In a month, that would be like 47 million in revenue, 8.6 million in electricity costs, and 39 million in gross profit. So yeah, these are big numbers. When we multiply this with 12, for the revenue, we're above, at approximately 600 million US dollars in revenue, only from self-mining. Of course, they have the hosting and they have the procurement of the machines and a lot of other revenue. I think they estimated more than 1 billion in revenue in 2022. In their presentation, I think it's 1.1 billion, and I think they're on track to go there. I mean, and if Bitcoin has a good year this time, we can go a lot higher with a market cap of 3.5 billion. So let's check a little bit the data. Mining profitability right now here on the rise. So we're bounced here, like here in summer, below the 20 cents per day per terahash. We bounced here. What is the hash rate doing? Hash rate on the rise here. We had a drop here. You can see it here. That was maybe due to Kazakhstan because they have shut down some miners because of electricity supply constraints. But overall, in the last 24 hours, 185 exahash. I think what is better is the 7-day moving average. The 7-day moving average is at 190 exahash right now. So that's the number here for the hash rate, and it's only going to rise for sure. I think the hash rate index from Luxor Mining is also a nice website. You can track the pools here. You can see, for example, Mara pool. They mined 7 blocks in the last 3 days. We have 14 blocks in the last week. And in 1 month, we can see that Mara pool mined 74. What I've also seen right now is that there is, how is it called? Rhodium US. Rhodium, I was not sure, but they're also operating their own pool. I mean, it's cool when these companies have their own mining pool. It is easy to track what they are mining right now. So Rhodium is at 1.2 exahash. Mara here it shows 2.7. On the other website it says 3. And there are cool charts here in there, so that's nice. So what will the difficulty do with the next adjustment? It is right now forecasted negative, but it does not work right now. Oh yes, here it is. It's -3 to -2% estimated within the next 8 days. So too early to say. Where is the difficulty here? Mining difficulty. It is rising. Of course, we're at all-time high, and it will continue to do so. Okay, so let's go back to Bitcoin. We have added 1% here in green today, added like $500 since the beginning of the video, so that's a good sign. Also, the stocks are starting to rise here. Mara 8%, Riot 6%, Hive 6 or 7%. So it feels better. Hopefully we can continue with this. Okay guys, so I hope you like it. Please subscribe to the channel, give me a like. Thank you very much for watching, and see you in the next one. Auf Wiedersehen.